Welcome to Cambridge English Language Institute. This is Ansar Ahmad, and today's lessons I'm going to teach you about the prepositions of n, at, on, especially the usages of n. As we know that n has many usages, so now let's discuss one by one. The first usage of n is that n is used before the name of location. The first usage is name of location. Let's take example. Location is also called place. For example, I say that I live where? In Nowshera. So here n is used before what? N is used before the name of place, and that is actually Nowshera. The second one is that n is used before years. N is used before the name of year. For example, I say that I was born in dash. So I said 2000. So 2000 is here what? 2000 is actually year. So we can use n before what? N before the name of year. We can also use n before what? N before months. N before months. For example, I say that I was born in March. I was born in what? I was born in March. So here n is used before what? N is used before the name of month. The name of month. And n can be also used before the decades. That is called here decades. And as we know that one decade is equal to what? Decades is equal to 10 years. So I can use here, for example, I say that I grew up dash. So I say in what? 1980s. So here it is what? N is used before what? N is used before decades. We can also use n before centuries. N before centuries. We can also use before n before centuries. For example, I say that Robert Hooke. I say Robert Hooke left what? I say that left in what century? I say 17th century. I call here 17th century. 17th century here. So this is the fifth usage, that n is used before what? N is used before the name of century. Next one, n can be used before what? Before seasons. As we know that we have 4 seasons: summer, winter, fall, and spring. Let's take example. The example is, for example, I say that I like to swim in the summer. So here n is used before what? N is used before the name of season we call summer. Yes, here that is optional. If you want to use, it's okay. If you don't want to use, no problem. Next one, that n can be used before the parts of the day. Parts of the day here means in the morning, and the afternoon, and the evening. Let's take example. For example, I say I get off early in the morning. Early in the morning here. So here n is used before what? Here n is used before morning here. And let's talk about that afternoon. For example, I say that I take lunch what? In the afternoon. Afternoon. So n is used here what? N is used before what? That is here afternoon. We can use also n before what? In the evening. For example, I say I study in the evening. Here. So we can use n before what? N before evening as well. That is called here n. And also we can use n before what? We can use n before, that is called parts of the home. Parts of the home we can also use n. For example, what are the parts of home? So for example, if you talk about room, if you talk about room, if you talk about yard, if you talk about that dining room, dining room, dining room, if you talk about that living room, living room, if you talk about kitchen, if you talk about bathroom, if you talk about washroom, if you talk about that cupboard, we can also call here a cupboard, cupboard. If you talk about parking lot, parking lot. So you can use what? You can use and before this. For example, let's take example. The example is, I say that I study in the living room, and the living room. That is called here living room. So before these parts of the home, you can also use and before living room, and also room, yard, dining room, living room, kitchen, bathroom, washroom, cupboard, and parking lot. And N is used before clothes. N is used before clothes. For example, I say that the boy and the red shirt. The boy and the red shirt. Red shirt. So here, shirt is what? Shirt is actually a piece of cloths. So we can use and before what? And before the name of clothes, etc. The next usage is that and can be used instead of after. After period of time. Period of time. Let's take example. The example is, I say that I want to end my class. I want to end my class. What I say here? I want to end my class in 10 minutes. And 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Here 10 minutes means that after 10 minutes I want to end my class. What I say there? So here N is used instead of after. Now let's talk about that the usages of on. The usages of on. As we know that on has many usages. So now let's talk about one by one. The first usage is that on is used before the surface of something. Surface of something. Surface of something. Surface of something. For example, I say, where is the book? The book is on the table. The book is where? The book is on the table. On the table. So the first usage is that on is used before what? On is used before a surface of something. The second usage is that on is used before the days of the week. That is called days of the week. Days of the week. And as we know that we have 7 days. So before the 7 days, you can use on. For example, I say that I go to college. I go to college dash. I say on Monday. On Monday. So Monday is here what? It's the day of the week. So the day of the week you can use on before these all 7 days. Even you can use on Sunday morning, on Sunday afternoon, on Sunday evening is also possible here. The third usage is that on is used before what? That on is used before, here we say that street, the name of a street, and as well as that we can use roads, and also avenue, we can also call that avenue, and also we can use Bollywood. These are actually called streets. For example, I say that where is Cambridge English Language Institute? So you can say it is on Kotarpan Road. You can say that it is on Kotarpan Road. For example, I say that where is Cloth Market? So you can say the Cloth Market is on GT Road. So look at here. You can use here. You can say that the Cambridge. You can say the Cambridge Institute is what? Institute is on what? GT Road here. So here it is what? On is used before what? On is used before the name of roads. Even you can use before the name of street, avenue, and Bollywood, etc. Yes, on is also used before the name of channel. On is also used before the name of channel. The name of channel. For example, I say that when is the cricket match on? So you can say at 3 o'clock on channel what? On channel 6. For example, I say you can say at 3 o'clock You can say that at 3 o'clock on channel what? On channel 6. On channel 6. So on is also used before what? Before channel name. Also we can also use on before full date of birth. On before what? On before full date of birth. Full, that is called full date of birth. Date of birth. Date of birth. For example, how? For example, here is date of birth, and that is date of birth 3, and I say that 3, and we have that is called here 2000. We have 2000. So as you know that there is a difference between British and American English. British say that the first of all day, month, year, while America, according to American English, what is the first one? The first one is month, day, year. So as we know that according to American, how can we write? So we can write like this. I say that I was born dash. So I will use what? Before the full date of birth, I will use on. So I say on dash. So I say March. What I say on March? What of? So I say that on March 3rd, comma 2000. But according to that British English, you can say like this, on 3rd March 2000. Both are right. It is used before what? It is used before time. The first usage is that it is used before what? Before time. For example, I say that what time do you play cricket? You can say that I play cricket at 3 o'clock. So example is, you can say that I play cricket dash at. So you can say at 3 o'clock. You can say that at 3 o'clock. So it is used before what? It is used before time. It is used before time. The second is that it is used before what? It is used before night. It is used before what? It is used before night. For example, I say that I study at night. I study at night. At night. Night here. Also that it can be used before place. Before place here. What are the parts of the place? For example, you can use at before what? At before home, work, school, college, and also you can use at plus the, at the hospital. We can use hospital, and at the office, and also at the garage. You can say that at the garage. That is called here garage. We can use at before home, at work, at school, at college. Yes, there is a little bit difference about at and n. N school is possible or at school is possible. I'm gonna tell you the difference. Just wait for a minute. Let's take the example of these. For example, I say that I study at home. I study at home. I study at home. Here you can use at before what? At before home, at before school, and at before work, at before college as well. Now let's differentiate it between, if I write the sentence, both are right. I say that I stay at school. I call it here at school. But if I say that I study in school, and school, both are right. But only the difference is, if you want to use it, here it shows that you are physically present at school. And if you say I study in school, here N shows that you are the part of this school. You are the part of this school. It means